The man, the myth, PJ Rykoff is here. You know him, true independent thinker, podcast, genius, independent Americans. And he is here for I'll Drink to That. First one you have is, before you throw your booze in my face about how you have a better bottle, I love your first toast tonight about the fulfillment of our dream that someone can be in power and be independent for real, not like Kirsten Sinema just using it for leverage.
Yes. First of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy
you handsome
Friday.
man.
We loosening ties.
Yeah,
it's Friday.
I forgot.
Happy Friday, America. Happy Friday, Cuomo. Keep the shirt on.
Really?
Just the tie.
All right.
Just the tie.
I waxed for nothing.
Did you? You wax?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
I waxed my cars. Keep going.
Okay. Anyway, that'll be a whole segment. Anyway, we want to start out with something to toast. This is I'll Drink to That, so we're going to drink to something. In Pennsylvania, the new head of the legislature will be an independent, a guy named Mark Rossi. He's a Democrat who's not going to caucus with the Democrats. He's gotten Republican support, and he's the first independent speaker in Pennsylvania. And I think it's a part of a wave. You know, this is a change we've talked about. Independents are the majority in America. The biggest party in America is no party at all. And I think, you know, we look at Washington right now. It'd be nice if we had independent options. We don't. But in Pennsylvania, they do, and I think that's worth celebrating. So we should drink to that.
So what are you drinking anyway?
I am drinking New York's own Great Jones bourbon. I'm not drinking the fancy tequila that you got. Yours is like $300 a bottle. This is $40. It's Manhattan's first distillery since Prohibition. They've never had a distillery in Manhattan. It's on Great Jones Street in Manhattan. It's really good stuff. It's bourbon. And I think we should drink to that, drink to the new year, and drink to Pennsylvania's independent speaker.
I like it also because, you know, the GOP has 2 more seats in Pennsylvania. So that means they pick somebody putatively from the other party. See why? Because they're thinking about progress and they know the Pennsylvania voters will punish them if they don't. We have to send the same message at the federal level. All right, next one. I love this one, too, about getting our best into public service, which a lot of people don't want to enter. How many good men did we just put in, and women?
Well, first, let's talk about Congress. I don't think anybody's happy with Congress right now. This has been a week of new lows, and I think it's been bad for America. I think our enemies are celebrating this dysfunction, and it's been frustrating to watch. But there is good news. 97 veterans will be sworn into Congress this year. 97, which is a dramatic increase. It's the most since 2015. In 1973, 3/4 of Congress were veterans. 3/4, and now it's only 1/6. So this is a wave, both parties, more Republicans than Democrats this time, but I hope they can represent independence and compromise and unity, right? There are men and women who got along in the military. Hopefully they can get along in Congress and hopefully move us forward and focus on country over party. So I'll drink to that.
And you believe that being in the military, especially, you know, if you're having the variety of jobs as you move up in the ranks, you think it makes you prone to compromise?
I think so. I mean, you know, you look at the World War II generation, you had guys like Bob Dole and Frank Lautenberg that came from different parties, and they were in the service together, and they had that common bond. And I think that it provides common ground. We've seen it on things like burn pits this summer with Jon Stewart on Capitol Hill and other issues. And I think we'll see it especially on national defense and veterans issues, but maybe other stuff too, like infrastructure and who knows, maybe even taxes.
I love it. You got to put your interests first. That's what they're supposed to be the agents of, not the party, the people. Let's take a call. Dusty's in my ear because somebody wants to talk about one of your topics. What do you got? What do you got?
Yeah,
Hi, Dusty. Happy New Year.
Hi, PJ.
Cuomo's not sharing his liquor, but I will share mine.
He missed the sharing class.
It's the same bottle he had last year, and mine will be gone before I leave the door.
I know. He's a hoarder. Anyway, Jessica from Ocala, Florida, and she wants to talk about something you, PJ, want to toast to. Go for it.
Jessica, save me.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, absolutely. Former Buffalo, New Yorker here. Wanted to raise a glass to Damar Hamlin, alive and breathing. My heart sank watching that game Monday night, and I'm overjoyed at his recovery. So this question for Chris and PJ tonight, do you think he will return to the NFL and finish his career?
I think the reports have been amazing. We heard that he called into the team meeting and said, I love you guys. So I think he should do whatever he wants and whatever doctors tell him he can do. That's his dream. That's his life. I think that it's going to be a hard one. And I love that you care about him because finally somebody's bringing us together. Jessica, the best to you. Let's take a break. I'll come back for more calls. Me and PJ. Drink to that.
Salute.
You really shamed me with the New York distillery.
That's good stuff.
That was a real...
I know.
All right, it's Friday. We're doing I'll Drink to That with my man, PJ Rykoff. We were talking about Damar Hamlin, the safety from the Bills, right before we went to break. This story hit you hard. You've been putting out a lot about it. What's the significance?
Well, I played football in high school. I coached in high school, played in college. I played a thing kind of called semi-pro. Grew up around the game. My boys now want to play. They're 7 and 3. So this hits home for me. And I think it is a unifying moment. Like, this country is so divided, but everybody has been unified around this tragedy. And this kid, Damar Hamlin's also a great kid. Like, he works in the community. He's an inspiring role model. And I want to give a shout out to somebody else. Bills trainer Denny Killington. This is a guy who did CPR on Hamlin on the field. He's a helper. He stepped up in that moment. I think made the biggest play in the NFL all year long, probably saving Hamlin's life. So I'll drink to that.
I would love to see him win an ESPY.
Yeah, that's
now,
a good idea.
Here's my one thing about it, is that everybody runs to, and like Joey Behar was on The View, bashing football. Football is a dangerous game. It always has been. PJ just made a great suggestion that Bill Cowher gave to him. You want to make it safer, take the face masks off. Yeah. Last night I said take the helmets off. That's true, but you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that game. You want the collisions, you want the speed, you want the violence. That's who we are. And I don't think people should jump to the game as bad. It's a choice. You know the risks.
There's a lot of parallels between my time in the military and my time playing football.
Right.
Everybody has to make their own decision. You know the risks. Football saved my life. Definitely changed my life, got me out of trouble, set me on a totally different trajectory. I went to college because I played football. And for me, I love the game. I understand the risks. And I think everybody's got to make their own decision.
We'll take a call. The boys going to play?
Up to them. And when they're old enough. They're not going to hit before they're 12.
Up to their
That's
mom.
the thing. They're not going to hit.
I know you're right.
Maybe.
All right, who's the call, Dusty?
Okay, real quick.
Quick.
We've got Matthew from San Antonio, Texas.
Give it to me quick, Matthew. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year. Hi, Chris. Hi, PJ. This week we've seen unprecedented holdouts in Congress. Do you think this gridlock will hurt the Republican agenda this entire term?
No, because the agenda is oppose and stall. That's what you do, even though they're in control. They're only in half of the Congress in control, very small margin. Doesn't matter if it's McCarthy. I don't buy that it's a national security issue either. I get the concern. But that is their strategy. Stall, stall, stall. What he's doing is giving a lot more power to people who don't know how to use it. And they were going to be a thorn in the side anyway, and they're going to be pushing investigations, and they're going to get a lot of help. So you got to knuckle up and buckle up for that. And we'll be covering it, and we'll keep a straight eye on it, but that's what you got to prepare for. That's why I'm not covering it that much. I am not in the thrall of this theater. I know what this game is. I'm here to expose it, not to play it. PJ, thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, sir.
I drink to you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody.